See, I used to watch the WWF.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Me too. Huge
So
fan.
that was like with Booker T, Goldust, The Rock,
Yeah.
Big Show. Was that the era just before you, Rob, or was that around the same time with Scott Steiner?
No, I missed. That was kind of like the Attitude Era. That was the era I wish I was in. I'm a part of, but no, I didn't get into till later on when there were a lot of changes and the product started to change a lot and kind of cater towards a younger generation. I did another cool short story. I mean, I did that Muscle Mania show and it was in the weigh-ins. So I hadn't even stepped on stage yet. I was in the weigh-ins with my wife and we met some British bodybuilders there. We made friends with them and we went out and about and all that kind of good stuff. But basically, as I was sitting there and they were giving the rundown of the show, and this lady just came and sat right next to me and I was like, lady, listen, my wife is there. I'm not interested in any of this. I thought she was going to hit on me or something like that. And I turned to her and she's like, hey, my name's Jane Levshin, her name was. And she says, I'm a scout with the WWE. I think you got a great look. And would you be interested in participating to potentially get a contract with the WWE? My jaw hit the floor.
Yeah, right? I bet.
Literally. And, I said, yes, whatever not. And then she said, okay, will you come out here with me and cut a promo, So I turned to my wife. I said, hey, honey, just to let you know, there's this girl here. Her name's Jane. She's from the WWE. And I'm going to go out here and do a tryout. And my wife's jaw hit the floor because she knew how much of a fan I was as well when I was a kid. So anyway, we went out to this place and I was like, what am I doing here? And then she said, just cut a promo on Triple H. And I just started rambling and talking and it must have been the worst promo in the world, whatever. But anyway, that was that. We exchanged details. I did the show. I turned pro. Had an amazing time, an even better weekend because it was in Hollywood, California. So we did some sightseeing. And then I went home and, returned to normal life, training and everything else. And I just didn't hear anything, So I was like, I've been scammed. And I had people coming up to me. I'd tell certain people and they're like, hey man, what's going on? It's been like 2-3 months. I thought you were going to America and doing all this and that. I was like, yeah, I know, whatever. So 6 months pass and then I get this email and it's like, hey, we want you to come to Earl's Court, London, which is a huge arena. And, we're going to pay all your expenses. We want you to go there. So I was like, okay. So I planned everything, went down there, went with my wife. And, it was just one of those moments in my career, in my life that we went around the back. So it wasn't the front entrance. You go around the back and you see all the WWE trailers. Instantly, I was like, this just became real. And, we walked in there and the first person I saw was Vince McMahon. I shook his hand and I just started profusely sweating, like sweat in buckets. And my wife was like, are you okay? Are you all right? I was like, that's Vince McMahon. And then I just started seeing all these guys that I'd just been a huge fan of for like the longest time. So it was just an amazing moment for me because that's the point where, I was a fan and now I was going into the profession, you know what I'm saying? And it was a weekend ordeal. I had to jump in the ring and show, what athletic ability that I had and everything else. And that was, nerve-wracking on its own because you had guys like The Undertaker. I remember he sat down, he was watching me. You had all these top tier guys who were watching me in the ring. I didn't know what the hell I was doing, just trying to do the best that I could in the situation I had. And at the end of it, they called me to the office and they said, hey, we want to sign you to a deal. And I was like, I can't believe this is happening to me. You know what I mean? I can't believe this is happening to me right now. So yeah, It was awesome. And I got to make friends with a lot of cool guys that I used to watch when I was a kid and hang out, and I see them when I do like the shows and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
As far as one of the variables that people like to talk about within training, like training to failure, training to the point where you can't do another rep no matter how hard you physically try, it's just not going to happen. Is that something you are even concerned about in your training?
Man, I'm just trying to articulate how I'm feeling about that. It's